points are GSM network architecture. The GSM network architecture is nothing but in this architecture what we are going to see is the main is mobile station, second is base transceiver station, that is of BTS. In short form, that is mobile station is written as MS, BTS is written as BTS, that is base transceiver station, and BSC, that is base station controller. After that, the main core network is of MSC. The main core network is of MSC, that is mobile switching center. And this mobile switching center is having some of the registers. The register function is to store the specific data. The function of register is to store the specific data. What are those registers? One is HLR, that is home location register, and second is VLR, that is visitor location register. Next is EIR, that is equipment identity register, and next is AUC, that is authentication center. Next is IM intelligent network. These are some of the registers are going to attach to the MSC, that is mobile switching centers. We'll see this in GSM network architecture. And second, signaling protocol architecture. In this protocol, we are going to have some of the protocols for connecting the calls. What are the protocols we have to follow? Some of the protocols has to be followed for connecting the calls. For communication purposes, we are using some of the protocols. Next point, identifiers. Identifiers is nothing but what? We have to identify a specific person. We have to identify a specific individual users. How to identify a specific person? You are using your 10-digit mobile number. 10-digit mobile number plus a country code, that is of +91. +91. How they are going to identify? In this, all the 10-digit mobile numbers, this mobile number is divided into some of the groups. The first two is of country code, and the third 3 numbers are of MSC code, and last 5 numbers are serial numbers. This is how they are going to divide a specific mobile numbers. How they are going to identify, that has to be seen in identifiers. And channels, which are the specific channels we are going to use in this. Without channel, we can't connect a particular call. Without channel, we can't connect a particular call. That has to be used in channels. Which are the channels we are using? That has to be seen in once the syllabus is going to start. Frame structure. Frame structure is nothing but which are the frame structures we are using, how many bits is having, how many bytes it is having, that has to be seen in frame structure. Next, speech coding. The specific code has to be used for a communication purposes, that has to be used for speech coding. Next, authentication and security. This is very, very important. That is the authenticated. Once the person is get authenticated, then and then only our call will be get connected. Once the person will get authenticated, then and then only the call will get connected. That is very important for authentication. And security, that is very important. Without security, we can't use our mobiles. We are using some of the protocols for security, that is wireless access protocol, that is WAP. Wireless access protocol we are using for a specific security purposes. Next, call procedure. Call procedure means what? How the call is going to connect. We don't know. In a fraction of seconds, our call will be going to connect to the other end of the user. How this is happen? That is a one practical diagram is there. That practical diagram is very interesting. If you see that practical diagram, how the call has to be connected, what are the processes has to be taken place before connecting the call, that has to be taken care in this call procedure. Means what? Your mobile is there, that is mobile station is you are going to call a particular person. The mobile station is going to request particular BTS. BTS will respect transfer that request to the BSC, that is base station controller. BSC will send that particular request to the MSC, that is mobile switching center, and MSC will send that particular request for checking of a particular person. What it is going to check? It is going to check where the person is located, where it is a home location, where he is moving, he is authenticated or not, he is in white list, he is in black list, or he is in gray list. Everything has to check before connecting the call. This checking procedure has to be taken place in a fraction of second. That has to be call procedure. Next, you have already seen that is a handoff procedure. This handoff procedure is nothing but what? You have to use for a particular handoff. Once you have to connect or not to connect. Handoff is nothing but when the user is moving on the location, different locations, we are going to change a different BTS, that is of base stations, and we are going to change the different channels has to be assigned. That has to be taken care by this handoff procedures. Services and features. What is the meaning of the services and features? What are the services we are having? You have some plans when you are going to recharge a particular mobile. If you are using a Idea SIM card, if you are using a Vodafone SIM card, if you are using a Jio SIM card, if you are using a Airtel SIM card, these different SIM cards are having different plans. Okay, what are the services? This SIM cards is going to provide different services. Different vendors, different network vendors are going to provide different services, and those services are applicable based on this who is going to request a particular request. That is services and features that has to be taken care. Next, mobile data networks. Mobile data networks is nothing but what? A different generations we have seen. Mobile data networks, different generations we have seen. That is from 1G to 5G. The 5G is going to launch. That is different generation. That is mobile data networks. That is 1G is first generation, 2G is second generation, 3G is third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generation. How they are going to use different generations in this mobile data network. And last, we are using GPRS and higher data rates. GPRS and higher data rates. So GPRS is nothing but what? General purpose radio, general packet radio service. So these are the some of the contents comes under this unit number 4, that is of GSM. Okay, we'll start point number 1. The point number 1 is GSM network architecture. You are seeing the architecture over here. This architecture is having 3 main entities. That is of, not a 3, it is of 4 main entities. First is of your mobile station, first entity. Second is of BSS, that is base station subsystem, mobile station, BSS, NSS, and OSS. These are the 4 entities. If you want, you can write it down. The GSM architecture consists of 4 entities. The one is MS, that is a mobile station. Second is base station, that is a BSS, that is base station subsystem. Third is NSS, network station subsystem. And fourth is OSS, that is operation station subsystem. And in these 4 main entities, different subgroups are present. Which are those subgroups? That is MS, that is mobile station. You are using your mobile. That mobile is, that information has to be spread through air. So the particular information has to be spread through air. That information has to be reached to the second block, that is of BSS. second block that is of BSS, that is base station subsystem, base station subsystem. So what is called? So main, whatever the information has to be transmitted, that information has to be reached to the second block, that is in this BSS again sub entities are present. Again sub entities are present. Which are those entities? These BTS and BSC. BTS and BSCs are the two sub entities are present in BSS. What is the actual function of BTS? What is the actual function of BTS? That is base transceiver station. Base transceiver station. It has to transmit and it has to receive the particular signal. It has to transmit and it has to receive a particular signal. That function has to be done in this BTS, base transceiver station, and that information has to be given to the BSC, that is base station controller. Base station controller. What is the main function of this BSC? It has to control all the calls which are coming through BTS. It has to control all the calls coming from the BTS. That function has to be done in BSC. Controlling function has to be done in BSC, which is coming from the BTS. So once the BSS function is get over, that all the information has to be transferred to the NSS part. NSS is nothing but what? Network station subsystem. NSS is network station subsystem. The main NSS part is having its sub entities. The main heart of this architecture, the heart of this architecture is NSS. This NSS is having the main heart is what? MSC. MSC, that is mobile switching center. Mobile switching center, which is located at different places of in our country. Total 23 to 24 MSCs are present in our country for the different communication purposes. So the NSS is network station subsystem. The main heart of this NSS is MSC, that is mobile switching center, and this MSC is connected to the different registers. This MSC is having a different registers. Which are those registers? What is the function of register? It has to store. It has to store a particular data. It has to store a particular data, that is called as a register. So MSC, which is connected to the HLR, MSC which is connected to VLR, MSC is connected to EIR, MSC is going to connect to AUC, and MSC will connect to the IN, that is intelligent network. Got it? Then we'll see the individual block explanation. MSC will connect to HLR, that is what HLR? Home location register. VLR, visitor location register. Write down this full forms. MSC is mobile switching center, BTS is base transceiver station, BSC is base station controller, MS is mobile station, GSM is global system for mobile, and HLR, home location register. What is the main function of this HLR? What is the function of this HLR? Home location register. Home. Home is nothing but what? A particular where we are living. Where we are living, that is a permanent database or a permanent address. The permanent address where we are living, that is called as a home location register. Home location register. Where when it is accepted means what? When we are going to purchase a new SIM card, when we are purchasing the new SIM card, the vendor will ask you some of the proofs. That proof is of your Aadhaar card. Based on that address mentioned in that Aadhaar card, the specific location has to be allocated. the specific network has been allocated to you based on that network, so that the every person has to be tracked based on this registration of this particular network. If you are moving from one location to other location, that can also be tracked based on this the address proof. So this is very, very important. When the home location register is what? The main function of register is to store a particular data. The particular data has to be stored in this particular register. That has to be taken care of this home location register. The permanent database has to be taken place. Okay, when we are purchasing the SIM card, we are giving some of the proofs. That is that proof. Based on that proof, it is going to allocate a particular network. That is home location register. Second is VLR, that is visitor location register. VLR is what? Visitor location register. Visitor is nothing but what? We are visiting different locations. We are visiting different locations. Based on that location, it is going to allocate. We can going to track a particular person. We are going to track a particular person based on this visitor location register. We are moving. You are present in Pandharpur. We are moving from Pandharpur to Solapur. So that is what you have visited. You have visited from Pandharpur to Solapur. That information has to be stored in HLR. That information has to be stored in VLR, and VLR has to be monitored by this MSC. So through MSC we can grab almost all the information. Through MSC we can grab almost all the information from the database. So that is what visitor location register. Next register is equipment identity register. Equipment identity register. What is meant by identity? That is what a proof. In this equipment identity register, we are having a different list. One is white list. See the bottom. One is white list, second is gray list, and third is black list. Equipment identity register is having a three list. One is white list, one is gray list, and one is black list. What is the white list? What white list consists of? The white list consists of your daily communication data. You are having contact numbers. You are having the contact numbers of your friends, of your colleagues, and your family members. That is what you are doing the daily communication. You are doing the daily communication. You are doing daily chatting. That is what comes under those lists, comes under white list. Those lists comes under white list. Second list is of gray list. Gray list is nothing but what? We are blocked some of the numbers. We have blocked some of the numbers which is unusable. Okay, those blocked list comes under this gray list. Those blocked contacts comes under this gray list. Okay, blocking of incoming call and a blocking of outgoing calls. Those lists has to become under this gray list. And last is of black list. This black list is the list which is blocked by the network. Those blocked contact numbers will become under this blacklist. Okay, the network, the contact numbers has to be blocked by the network. Those list has to become under this black list. Understood this? What are the white list? The white list is nothing but the normal users, those who are communicating. Means the day-to-day communication, what is going on, that has to become under this white list. And second list is gray list. The gray list is which is blocked by the incoming call and which is blocked by the outgoing calls. That those contact numbers has to be comes under this gray list. And black list is the network which is blocked by the network. The numbers which are blocked by the network. Those list has comes under this black list. That is what equipment identity register. That is what equipment identity register. And next register is next entity is AUC. AUC is what? Authentication center. Authentication center. What is the main function of this authentication center? You have to authenticate before connecting the call. How it has to be authenticated? Means what? When you are going to purchase a particular SIM card. When you are going to purchase some particular SIM card, while purchasing that particular SIM card, in that SIM card, one key is stored. One key is stored, that is of 16 bit of key. 16 bit of key. That key, the stored key, the same key is also present in that MSC. That is what? Mobile switching center. Why it is present in this MSC? Because to track a particular person, that key is very useful. That has to be matched before any communication has to be happen. Means what? Before authentication, how the authentication is to be taken place? When we are going to purchase a SIM card, that SIM card, the key is stored. That the same key is also stored in the MSC. When the key is stored and when the key is going to match, the user is authenticated. When the key is matched with the SIM card and with the key present in the MSC, when the key matches, the user is authenticated. When the key does not match, the user is not authenticated, so it immediately disconnected. So what is the function of this? Before authentication, we have to do that particular process. That is, whatever the key stored in the SIM card, the same key is also stored in this MSC, that is mobile switching center. That has to be taken care. That is the main function of AUC, that is authentication center. The next is IN. IN is nothing but what? Intelligent network. What is the main function of this IN? Intelligent network? The billing function. It is a billing section. We are having the two plans. One is a prepaid, one is postpaid. And previously, while we are using the mobile phones, we have to pay the money. That is postpaid. Okay. After call, we are deducting particular some amount of money after the call. Okay. Nowadays we are using the different plans because we are using the smartphones. Okay. After call, the particular charge has been deducted, that is of 0.5 paise, 50 paise, 1 rupees. Nowadays we are not using that type of procedure. We are using a prepaid plan, not a postpaid. We are using two plans. One is prepaid and second is postpaid. One is prepaid and second is postpaid. What is prepaid? We are paying before the call. Postpaid, we are paying after the call. These are the two plans comes under this intelligent network. The billing section has to be taken care of this intelligent network. That has to be communicated particularly to the MSC, that is mobile switching center. The prepaid plan, the billing has to be generated by IN, that is intelligent network, and the postpaid plan billing has to be generated by this MSC. Remember, The prepaid plan billing has to be generated by intelligent network. Postpaid billing has to be generated by MSC, that is mobile switching center. This is what the function of intelligent network. Next, GMSC. GMSC, Global Mobile Switching Center. What is global? Global is nothing but we are connecting for a international calling. If you want to connect your call from one country to another country, we are connecting the call from one country to another country. That has to be taken care by this GMSC. That is Global Mobile Switching Center. So what is, if you want to do for international calling, that has to be taken care by this GMSC. And one more is present, that is SMSC. SMSC is what? Short Message Service Center. SMSC is Short Message Service Center. What is the main function of SMSC? The function of SMSC, that is Short Message Service Center, is to store and forward SMS. Once the SMS has come, that has to be stored first in your mobile. If you want to forward that, you can forward to the other user. That function has to be taken care in this SMS. The main function of this SMS is what? SMSC full form is what? Short Message Service Center. Short Message Service Center. Whatever the SMS has comes, that has to be stored, and that SMS, if you want to forward, that has to be forward. That function we can do by this, using this SMSC. After once the delivery has been done, you have received a message that the message whatever you have sent, that has to be delivered. The message whatever you have sent, that has to be delivered. That is what the function of SMSC. And one more, the main important block present in NSS is Public Switched Telephone Network, PSTN. PSTN full form is Public Switched Telephone Network. PSTN is Public Switched Telephone Network. Means what? The main function of this PSTN is of your landline. Previously we are using the landline, which is connected from, that is wired. The one wire is connected to the main office, that office is connected to the MSC. That is wired connection, landline phone, Public Switched Telephone Network. We are using this function in this PSTN. This is what the overall explanation of one block, that is NSS. That is what? NSS. This is the main heart of this GSM architecture. The main heart of this GSM architecture. This GSM is having a voice call, that is a voice messages. This comes under the second generation, that is of 2G. That is of second generation, that is 2G. And the last block and the last entity is of OSS. That is Operation Station Subsystem. Operation Station Subsystem. What is operation? You have to maintain a particular equipment. For the maintenance of particular equipment, we are using this OSS, that is Operation Station Subsystem. In this OSS, that is Operation Station Subsystem, we are having two blocks. One is OMCR, second is OMCS. OMCR, second is OMCS. One is Operation and Maintenance Center for Radio. Operation and Maintenance Center for Radio. Second, Operation and Maintenance for Switch. Means what? The Operation and Maintenance Center for Radio, which is connected to your BTS, and Operation and Maintenance Center for Switch, which is connected to your MSC. Remember this. In OSS, that is Operation Station Subsystem, the OSS consists of two blocks. One is Operation and Maintenance Center for Radio. and second is operation and maintenance center for switch. Operation and maintenance center for radio, which is connected to your BTS, and OMCS, that is operation and maintenance center for switch, which is connected to your MSC, that is mobile switching center. What is the main function of this operation and maintenance center for radio, which is connected to your BTS? Means what? What are all the calling functions? What are all the calling functions has to be taken care, that has to be transmit, that has to be received, the particular calling that has to be taken care by this OMCR, that is operation and maintenance center for radio. Means second block, operation and maintenance center for switch. What is the main function of this? It has to maintain, it has to operate, which is connected to your MSC. MSC function is what? Mobile switching center. Mobile switching center. So that has to be taken care in this, which is the call is connected particularly or not. That has to be taken care by this all the registers. One is HLR, one is VLR, one is EIR, EUC, IAM, GMSC. Almost all the operations which is connected to the MSC, that has to be taken care by this particular switch. So this is what the whole architecture explanation comes under this GSM. I will repeat in 5 minutes. Next 5 minutes, I will repeat it again. Due concentration. This is very important architecture. The MCQs will come under this architecture part. That is what? GSM. The full form of GSM is Global System for Mobile. Full form of GSM is Global System for Mobile. That is of second generation 2G. We are having 4 entities. The main 4 entities are mobile station, that is MS. Second entity is BSS, that is base station subsystem. Third is NSS, network station subsystem. And fourth is OSS, that is operation station subsystem. Okay. These are the main 4 entities present in this particular GSM architecture. And these entities is having its sub-entity. These entities is having its sub-entities. Okay. What is the main function of MS? Mobile station. The mobile station has to send and to receive a particular signal. The mobile station has to send and to receive a particular signal, that has to be taken care in this mobile station. BTS, base transceiver station, it has to transmit and receive a particular signal, that has to be taken care in this BTS. And BSC, base station controller, it has to control almost all the information. It has to control almost all the information which are coming through BTS. It has to control almost all the information which is coming through the BTS. That has to be taken care in this BSC. Then second entity, NSS, that is network station subsystem. Network station subsystem. This NSS part, that is network station subsystem, is connected to our MSC, that is mobile station center. Mobile switching center. And this mobile switching center is having different registers, different sub-entities, that is of HLR, home location register, VLR, visitor location register, EIR, equipment identity register, EUC, authentication center, IN, intelligent network, GMSC, global for mobile switching center, and SMSC, that is short message service center. Almost all the main functionality has to be taken in this NSS. You have to remember, I will ask you the question again tomorrow. The main function, the main heart of this NSS is MSC. The main core network is of MSC, that is comes under this NSS. And the last part, the last entity is of OSS, that is operation station subsystem. Operation station subsystem. The main operation station subsystem is having the 2 blocks. One is of OMCR and second is of OMCS. Operation and maintenance center for radio, operation and maintenance center for switch. The operation and maintenance center for radio, which is connected to your BTS, and operation and maintenance center for switch, which is connected to your MSC. This is what the GSM architecture Okay, I hope you understood this.